Hey, Scorpio. You guys are the last sign for May. I did that on purpose. Sorry. It wasn't to be mean to you by any way, by any means. And I wanted to get the readings out earlier than this, but if you've been watching for a while, you know that I've been going through some things. Stuff is starting to settle down, so that's really good to know. If you're waiting on a personal reading, I'm only a couple of days behind now, so that's going to be really good. I'll be all caught up by this weekend, I think. So this pressure, I'm feeling a lot of head pressure. I'm feeling a lot of pressure in my throat. You guys have things to say, and I don't think that you understand why. You're really super annoyed. Like everything is annoying you. Every little thing. And why do I know that? Because I've been sitting in your energy all day long. I did Pisces video, which they were super fluid. Like, I just wanted to take a nap after their video. I was like, oh, this is so comfortable to sit in this. I want to be in this all the time. And then I started thinking about your video. And man. So you ask, why do you feel like this? Why is everything annoying? Well, Taurus they have the evolutionary planet transition into their sign. There was this big transit this week. Taurus is opposite of you. So you are feeling this in a very, very big way. And because you're a water sign and this evolutionary planet is transitioning into an earth sign, it's almost like you can't, it's like you're trying to contain all of these feelings that are going on within you. And because you just want to shout from the rooftops every single thing that's driving you insane, your head feels like it's going to explode. Your throat feels like it's going to explode. Because you're like, if I say all this stuff, my entire life's going to be ruined because I'll lose my job or I'll lose my relationship or I'll lose something, right? What do I suggest? I suggest maybe drinking some tea, trying to meditate. I know the way your brain is going right now, you're like, Betsy, I can't meditate. There's no way. Can't do that. All right. Go kickboxing, go for a run, go work off some of that extra energy that's really been being built up. You know, you're going to feel like this for a couple of days. And maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a little bit longer. The harder you hold it in, the harder you try to hold all of this pent up energy inside of you, the worse it's going to feel. The more painful it's going to be. And if you're not speaking your truth, and if you're not living the life that you need to be living, Uranus is not going to let you stay stuck anymore. It just isn't. And you guys are a very good sign of evolution anyways, but sometimes you have a really hard time changing and evolving. Because you're fixed. You are the sign of death and transformation, but you're like, I'll transform when needed. It'll just happen. And then it starts to happen, and you clench up. And then you get the stinger out, and you're like, no, everybody in my path is going to get stung. I'm going to tell you guys the same thing I tell everybody. If you want a timestamp where I actually start shuffling the cards, go right ahead. I know a lot of people can't stand that I talk before. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. I do not get offended by it. I understand. So, 10 of Wands. There's that pent-up frustration. Feeling really overburdened. You guys are working hard right now. With the Devil. Working hard right now. Let's not forget that Saturn is still in Capricorn, still retrograde in Capricorn. So there's a lot of karmic things probably coming up that might be burdening you too. But the pressure that you guys are feeling right now, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Because I can tell. 7 of Wands. Being defensive, defending your ground, defending your honor, defending yourself, defending your truth. Could also really be just being defensive and blocking everything from coming in or going out. Two of Swords, more defensive nature. 10 of Pentacles. I feel like you're kind of like, well, you're coming to the end of a cycle, clearly. 10 of Wands and 10 of Pentacles. But with the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands here, I almost feel like, you know what? I've been working really, really hard to have stability, to have my home, to be grounded. And I'm not going to let somebody come in and why I don't understand. This is like work related, right? You feel like it's going to be taken away from you. I feel like you're having to defend your position at work. Somebody is. I don't know if that's like a specific message for one person, but I feel this very defensive, and it could just be that you need to maybe look into doing something new. Maybe get a new job. Uranus isn't going to let you stay in a spot that's unpleasant or unbalanced. Page of Pentacles. So there could be a Capricorn in your life somewhere that is acting somewhat childish. And you're having to defend your ground. You're having to like mark your territory and be like, no. Doesn't have to be a Capricorn. Could be any earth sign. Or anybody for that matter. I feel like there's some kind of new venture that you want to do, or you're just tired of doing the same old, same old. Too much of a burden for you to deal with anymore. Yeah, it's time for something new, right? And that could be what this pent-up frustration is you actually feel this happening to you, or feel this working with the world. I really wish I could say that this was about relationships in any way, but it's not. If you're looking for a love reading, I don't think this is it. Might come out here in a little bit, but right now, 7 of Pentacles. You really want to plant some new seeds. I feel like you are coming to the end of a cycle. And it's time for you to plant some new seeds. And I think you're super annoyed with this earth sign down here. It's like you're tired of it's like you're overburdened by having to like defend yourself. So you want to plant some new seeds. I say do it. 6 of Cups. Oh, you guys are reminiscing. Oh. 6 of Cups. So it's really funny because you're like, I want to plant new seeds, but then there's this past that I have that I keep going back to. I keep thinking about this past person. It could be the earth sign. Keep thinking about this past person, and I'm like, I just can't seem to move on. The 2 of Swords is often about being blinded by whatever it is that is like in your past that you have to choose to move forward from, right? So if you're not seeing that you've worked hard enough at whatever venture this is, if you're not seeing that clearly now, I feel like it will become a little bit more clear as June comes along. Yeah, 10 of Swords. Things are definitely over. There is something in your life that's definitely over. So we have the 10 of Swords now. So we have the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon. You could have a Pisces coming in if you, or a Pisces making themselves very known, once you start to release things from the past and you're no longer feeling totally devastated, coming into a mental balance, 6 of Swords, and then starting to rebuild. Easy, right? Sounds about right. Easy. 3 of Pentacles. Oh, maybe not. 8 of Swords. Knight of Wands. There's the Earth sign. There's another Earth sign. Hermit and Knight of Pentacles and Justice and the Sun. The bottom of the deck. Okay. So, like I said, could be a new offer coming in for you. Could be from a Pisces, since we have the Moon card here. Really opening themselves up to new things. As long as you get rid of these burdens and not be defensive about standing your ground and like, I'm not really ready to get rid of them. Let's not be so fixed anymore. Uranus is going to make things very uncomfortable in your mind. I mean, this is that pressure in the mind that I'm feeling. This 8 of Swords, this pressure that you guys have. And so annoyed with everything. Like, you guys are literally nitpicking everything apart because it's like if somebody says something to you in the wrong way, even if they didn't mean it bad, jumping down somebody's throat for it, right? Like, the tempers are a-flaring. And then we have this Virgo, the Hermit. And I wish I could say that this is about you retreating, but you're not in retreat mode right now. You're like out there in everybody's face. I'm having my own life building. This Virgo is the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So if there is this very slow movement happening that is kind of like in and out, like it's really fast at first and passionate and comes in and then flies back out and then it stops, like doesn't go anywhere, that's not changing anytime soon. So it's time for you to balance yourself and not worry about what the Virgo's doing. The Virgo's focused on themselves. Trust me. If you have a Virgo in your life and you haven't cross-watched the Virgo reading yet, watch it. And the Libra reading. Seriously. Justice, watch that as well. Because they're not having it. They're really focused, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. Everybody has to focus on themselves every once in a while. And Virgos and Libras have really been pulling themselves. They're doing it to themselves. So it's nobody else's fault but their own. I'm saying that being a Virgo and a Libra. So no shade to Virgos and Libras if you're watching this. Just make sure that you know that they're not changing this behavior anytime soon. Because they have a lot of things that are starting to ramp up in their lives. And they got to do them. So you do you and let them do them. Okay? Whoever this water sign is, possible Pisces. So I'm going to put this person over here because I feel like this Virgo is the one that's being childish. Or Capricorn. Either way, I feel like you're having to stand your ground against an earth sign and that's not cool. Don't do that. Just walk away. Because you're going to be able to pick them to death. I can't, I'm done. Seriously, like this is how I feel. I feel like I just want to tell this person off. You know, like I feel like I just want to open up my throat chakra and tell this person off. And be like, blah, 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 and just yell at them. I don't think you're going to get your chance to do it. So maybe just like write it down on a piece of paper and then burn it. Let it go. Burn all of those thoughts in your mind, right? Burn it all. This water sign that's come into your life or wants to come into your life, could really ease your mind in some way. And it doesn't have to be in a romantic way. It could be, this could be you easing your own mind and feeling very free and very open with yourself. And that's really great because the Wheel of Fortune is here. The thing that I'm seeing though is there's still some emotional stuff that you're holding inside that you're having to come to balance with because the emotions are getting up in your head. Instead of being released, you've got them all up in your head. And I think that it has to do with whatever's ending here. Whatever you planted the seed a long time ago, it's not working out. Excuse me, when I channel, it just, the energy builds. It's not working out, so you're having to plant some new seeds and start over again. I think everybody should take a big collective breath. It's not this bad. It's not this bad. It's going to be uncomfortable for a while. It's not this. This is in your mind. This is what you think it's going to feel like. It's not that bad. I promise. And why can I say that? Because Uranus is actually going to bring a lot of gifts to you, but you have to release the things that are no longer serving you, and you're having a very hard time doing that. And that's where the annoyance and the pressure is coming in. Once you begin to release the stuff that you cannot control, Scorpio, let's be honest, how controlling you guys can be sometimes. You like things to be a specific way, in your way. I'm not throwing shade to you. Virgos like to control things too. So, but we control things in a way where it's almost like we can talk other people into adapting into our way. Because we're mutable like that. Like, we can talk somebody into it. A Scorpio is just like, nope, this is the way it's going to be. I don't care what you say. I'll get my stinger out if you try and talk to me. Like, there's no negotiations there. It's just flat out, this is how it's going to be, right? So, let's not do that to yourself. Really open up. Know that this wheel is turning. You can't force it to turn. The universe will do that. You do the work. You do the releasing process. You do the release, and this new cycle will begin for you. The world is an ending, so a new beginning can start. And the wheel is just helping that along. It's a process. But we have to do the work before the process can complete. And that's what Uranus is helping you do. You just don't like it very much. It's not fun. Right? It's not fun. I just heard some thunder outside. Oh, yes. Already. Okay. The earth shook, right? The earth shook. All right, guys. Check out my readings. I have a new one. I have a new reading on new personal reading that you can order on the website, fearlessintuition.net. It is on special this till the end of May. It's called the Soul's Journey Lesson Card or Lessons. We will go through 3 different lessons your soul is teaching you right now. It's pretty cool. It's gone really well so far. So if you are curious about your own personal journey, I think that learning what you are finding out what you are learning right now is a good start or a good way to keep pushing forward. As we all know that we need to do right now is an evolutionary time. Also, InstantGo, check out the InstantGo app. And FaceTime readings are also on special through the end of May. So check that out as well. If you guys need anything from me, let me know. I will see you for June readings. And thank you for being so patient by being the last one. I made you guys the last one on purpose again. Not because I don't like you, because I really do like Scorpios. I did it on purpose because I feel like you really needed to gain... you needed to get to this feeling first. We needed to get past Uranus going into Taurus before we did your reading. Otherwise, you would have had no idea what I was talking about. So, all right. I love you guys. I will see you for June readings. Bye.